Samuel Bissmeyer, tight end, outside linebacker, senior, DuPont Manual High School.
All right, dope. So it's your senior year. You played your freshman year. You were on the team that didn't have enough for a freshman team, so you were on JV, right?
Yes, as a freshman.
Yeah. So playing JV as a freshman, playing against guys that are bigger, more experienced, what's that like getting thrown into that?
You have to play up. You have to go against guys that are bigger than you, and you have to win.
Mm-hmm.
And you learn to adapt and really develop your game at an earlier level than most people.
So from there, you didn't play your next 2 years. You played lacrosse.
Correct.
But then you came back your senior year. So despite missing a little bit of time, what did being on that JV team as a freshman teach you and prepare you for this season?
So missing that time, it really gave me a chance to remember how much I love football. And when I came back, I knew what I had to do to prove myself was I had to be physical and fast. And I came out on the field this year, and I feel like I did a fairly good job of proving that because I have been fortunate enough to get a lot of playing time.
Mm-hmm. So coming back after missing 2 years, younger players will come in, they'll start to establish themselves and establish a relationship with the older guys. What's it like coming back in and not only having to establish a relationship with the younger guys, but in some manners reestablish a relationship with the older guys?
This team is like a family, so I didn't have to do a bunch of ticket punching to get back to where I am. They just brought me in and accepted me on the first day. And that's how it's been. Every single one of them, we may not get along or we may not know each other that well, but I will stick up for them if they need it, and they'll do the same for me.
Mm-hmm. I've heard a lot of players in these interviews talking about Brotherhood. How do you use Brotherhood when you're on the field?
Man, we don't blame each other for doing things. If the offense isn't having a good day, the defense isn't cussing them out or having problems with them. The defense is just doing their jobs and continuing to encourage. Everybody understands that we are one team. We're not a bunch of individuals. We are just a team, and we're trying to win. It does not matter if somebody messes up. And we'll celebrate if you do a good play, but that's not the big important thing either. It's just that we succeed together.
Mm-hmm. So, succeeding together, a lot of that involves playing unselfishly. How do you teach younger players and show them how to play unselfishly and really play as a team?
I feel like my best teaching is the fact of, I demonstrate it by how I play. Just do your job. That's the Patriots motto. Bill Belichick says that, and it's really true. Players will ask, why do I have to do this? Why am I here? What is my position compared to him? And you just gotta take them aside or just tell them, just do your job. Coach tells you what you have to do. You know what you have to do. Don't worry about other people. Just get it done.
Mm-hmm. So, you didn't play football after your first year, and you didn't play your junior year. What motivated you, or no, let me rephrase that. So you didn't play football your sophomore year and junior year. What caused you to stop playing?
I guess I forgot what I was playing for. So taking that time, it really made me realize what I was missing out on. And it wasn't just the game, it was the brotherhood that we've been talking about that really meant so much more to me than I realized. And so it's been a great experience to come back and get another chance to experience that.
Mm-hmm. So, when you first started playing varsity high school football, well, let me restart that. Did you play football in middle school?
I did.
Okay. So, coming in from middle school, what was it like transitioning to high school ball?
Well, in middle school, the kids that are overweight have to wear X's on their helmets. They can't carry the ball. In high school, it does not matter your size. So you have to tackle some pretty big boys.
Mm-hmm. So, what is that moment where you were having to go and play defense against a guy that's like, you're just like, I don't know how I'm going to tackle him? What was that moment?
You put that out of your mind. The coach believes in you, and he tells you to do something. Whatever happens to you does not matter. You just do what you're told. If he tells you to fill that gap, you fill it.
Mm-hmm. So, you mentioned the coach trusting you. Coach Carmody started coaching your freshman year. You guys are his first class. You did miss some time with him though. What is your relationship with him like, and how do you think missing that time has affected your relationship with him?
I don't think it has affected it negatively really at all. I mean, I'm sure that Coach Carmody was frustrated that I was not playing for him, but he never gave up on me. And every day in the halls, he would greet me and ask me about playing football. And now that I am, the friendship has not, or the relationship has not worsened. It's very. Let me restart that. I don't like that.
Okay, you're good. I like where you're going with that, but that's a good answer.
I think that our relationship has not wavered at all from me choosing to take a break from football. Every day in the hallway, he would still greet me and ask me what I was not doing on the field, and so he kind of convinced me to come back, and I really don't regret it because our relationship is very strong, and he's very understanding of other time commitments I have to make, and I understand that he's trying to win football games, so I give him my best effort.
Mm-hmm. So, speaking of Coach Carmody, what is the funniest Coach Carmody memory you have? It could be a saying, a moment, anything.
He has a lot of famous quotes, so probably my favorite one, because it relates to me, is whenever somebody's missing from practice, he'll say, "Where's so-and-so? Did he quit?" And that's just funny to me because, I mean, I quit for 2 years, and so I love to say that one whenever someone's missing. Everyone will chime in and say, "Where's that person? Did they quit?" So that's a favorite one.
And it's like everyone like looks your direction and is like, Sam, like that kind of thing.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
I get egged on a little bit for it.
So playing outside linebacker and tight end, what have those positions taught you on and off the field?
You got to be tough to play either of those positions. I'm not a large tight end, and I'm not the largest outside linebacker, but you're taking on big guys, and you have to do your job and you have to succeed. So, yeah, it's taught me to be tough.
Mm-hmm. So, going to Manual, it's such an academically intensive school. What have you learned from not only managing your time on the football field, which is 5 days a week, and then game? How have you balanced that with an intensive schedule and a lot of homework, and just kind of managing your time with both those things going on?
It's definitely not easy, but by the time you're a senior, I feel like you've got it down to a pretty good part. You can't miss football practice. You have to be there for that. The homework, it either gets done after or it gets done in the morning. It has to get done sometime, but you learn to figure out when you have time available, and yes.
Yeah, you're good. So you mentioned how, like, as you're a senior, you've gotten more used to it, but when you were a freshman, no, let me restart that. So you mentioned coming in as a senior, and now you're pretty much used to that workload. What would you tell a freshman? What advice would you give him as to how to manage all that kind of stuff?
I would tell a freshman to just do his homework. The test might not go your way, but if you do your homework, you're gonna pass. And if you want A's, if you do the homework, it's gonna help you out a lot, because that's where a lot of the learning happens, and that's a large part of your grade. A lot of freshmen don't understand that yet, they blow their homework off, and they end up being academically ineligible. And I personally just disagree with that because there's no reason that they should be academically ineligible because all you have to do is complete your homework.
Mm-hmm. So switching tones a little bit. What is your favorite memory from Manual High School football?
My favorite memory is definitely beating St. X. That's something that hasn't happened in a long time, and it might not happen again for a long time. It was just really a great experience for the whole team.
Yeah, so when the clock hit 0 and you looked up on the scoreboard and you saw 2019, you know, Manual with 20, St. X with 19, what went through your head?
Just everything. You know, you're excited, you're happy, you don't even know what to, like, you're almost like you get emotional. Like, some people were crying because it was just such a big moment. They're like, we did it for the seniors, you know. And you get sad as well a little bit because that's your last game against St. X, and you did it. After all the struggling and the failure, you succeeded. So it was really a great experience, and it was just all kinds of emotions. I can't even describe what it felt like.
Mm-hmm. So you got St. X out of the way. Now you have Mail. How are you preparing for that? What's the mindset going into the game?
Our mindset is, if we play our game, nobody can stop us. We can hang with anybody. And it really does not matter to us who the team is. We're going to come out there and we're going to hit them, and we're going to play our game.
Mm-hmm. So when you think back on your time with Manual football, what will you miss most?
I'll miss the friendships that I've developed on the team. Coming out and seeing all those faces. Some of them are giving you jokes, other people, you know, just trying to see what's up. Even if they're ragging on you, it's a pretty great experience, pretty great bonds you can create. And so I really am going to miss that special kind of friendship that develops, a brotherhood.
Yeah. So you mentioned people joking on you. What is the funniest thing you can remember from the locker room, from games, from anything?
Man, usually DJ gets the brunt of it, and I have to salute him for being such a good sport about it. But there was one day when he was driving his car, and some juniors were like messing around with him, chasing his car, and then they threw, like, I don't even know what they threw at him. It was like a bag full of fruit or something, and he thought they smashed his windshield, and he was so mad. He was going off. He was ready to fight somebody. That shit just, that just killed me.
It's fine. We'll got 2 final questions. First one is, who do you play for?
I play for my team. I play for the other guys wearing the jersey, and I play for the coaches who are trying to help us succeed.
Mm-hmm.
It's as simple as that.
And my final question is, what is your message to Mail?
Y'all better be prepared.